It seems though that we have a failure to communicate, and the failure is that you one of those people who can't get right. You kind of remind me of that bald-headed dude from the movie Life. You can't get right. You kind of remind me of the preacher man from the movie Dead Presidents. See, the problem is with you is, and the problem is with you is you're always a person who never show you the door. See, you've been hiding behind other men. You at one point want to hide behind other men, and now it's a woman. Um, Let me gather you up straight. And like this conversation we had last night or yesterday morning, um, don't act like you're doing me a favor. Okay? You're making these demands that you want to be unblocked. But I gave you time for you to speak on yesterday. And I'm trying to figure out on something. Why did you put that video, no, your community tab down? Why? Because I posted on, because I shared it and gave it to you, the link to that StreamYard. See, people like you always want to grasp this concept that, if something is said, therefore it has to be true. Because you're trying to justify what your woman was saying, how reckless in the mouth she was. See, the thing is, I'm not coming after her, I'm coming after you. Because she, under false pretenses, you came after me under some false assumptions and false pretenses. And the way you act, nigga, the way you act is that you are henpecked. That's right. You're henpecked. See, I don't got time to talk to Negroes who can't comprehend what's going on. You actually, yesterday on this channel, you actually brought your black ass on my panel. And then you say, well, Big J, I didn't watch that video. I was just looking at the graphic that you showed. Really, Negro? So you're gonna call people coons and name call based on one graphic. Well, there's two things wrong with what you just did. Actually, there's three things, but we're gonna take the third thing out the way first. We're gonna take the third wing off the table because we're gonna address the third thing later on, right? So you went ahead, saw the image, saw a thumbnail of a video, didn't bother to watch that video, and then you perceive to make assumptions and false assumptions. Then you proceed um, to make allegations that is not true, which leads me to number two. Because of that, you're going to sit there and try to tell me what is the truth. Negro, there's a reason why I cheer on people like not Nikki, Carly B. When Carly B sued your girl, Tasha K, there's a reason why I backed it. See, the problem is when you lie on a person, but then you want that person to prove to you what they're saying is a lie. When you knowingly said it was a lie. See, the thing is with me is you better think right, act right, and do right around me. That goes for you, and that goes for number three, your woman. Okay? See, your lady, and I'm going to use the term loosely for this conversation. Your lady feel the need to get up in her community tab and try to talk greasy and reckless at the mouth, don't not knowing what is the problem, what is the issue. So she said she sauteed, cooked, and fried Big J Triple X. Now I could turn right back around and say, well, wait a minute, but wasn't you sound like a man on Aunt T and L Nixon's panel? Now I could go there. I could go there, but the thing is, you are a man, and it's time for you to grow up to be a man. You see, on that part, you said that you can't not control what your woman can say. All right then. Then you said your lady can sit there and come up on me based upon your false assumptions about Big J Triple X. See, there's a thing called integrity. There's a thing called honesty. There's a thing called character. There's another thing called class. So, how can you, in all four of those words, you failed, and telling your woman, asking your woman, hey, Big J didn't say that. And you just admitted on here yesterday that you didn't watch the video. You didn't watch the live stream. You didn't watch or listen to the conversation of what was being said. But you said you will not tell your lady because you can't tell your lady to back off. This is the reason why men should not have women fighting their own battles. I mean, she could. I mean, you can. But if there's a discrepancy, if there's an error, if there's is a mistake, is there a stat food, then I think that you should be a man and actually sit there and actually correct it like a man should. That's why Tasha K got sued. See, the problem is when it comes to the chitlin circuit of YouTube, y'all don't know when to quit. And when I showed you the white boy, see, let me tell you something. What happened to that white boy, I might have to do that to some of you. What happened to that white boy who got on a YouTube live stream a couple of years ago and fired paintballs at black trick or treaters on his live stream? I might, since he got kicked off of YouTube, I might have to kick some of you off this motherfucker. And I might have to put out a fucking list to do it. Because the thing is, if you're going to fuck with me, you better think right, you better act right, and you better do right. But yet, y'all want to hide behind, we're black. Oh, we're black, y'all. The Big J, we black. We suffered 500 years of slavery, 500 years of oppression. Oh no, 500 years of Jim Crow and try to hide behind that. Since we brought that up, let me move on to somebody else. Let me move on to somebody else because you and your woman are pitiful. In Midtown Pookie, I'm talking about you. So let me move you and Virtuous Woman to the side. Let me address somebody else. Since people want to use that they're pro-black, there's a reason why I made that graphic, that list, because some of y'all can't even grasp the concept. Well, let me put this, since this is triggering to some of you, since this triggers y'all, right? Since this triggers you, This graphic right here triggers you. So let's put this in the proper perspective. Let's put this in the proper context. Let's put this in the proper meaning. It's not my fault you are offended by what's put in right here because anything I said can be backed up with. So I know some of y'all were listening to the Priscilla saga, the Queen Maker saga. And a lot of you numbskulls couldn't even understand the point that was being made. And let me say this straight up right now. I'm addressing a 10-minute clip out of a 2+ hour live stream. Let me repeat this again so that you Negroes who can't think out of a wet paper bag, because a lot of y'all are some slow, dumb, weak, tender dick Negroes who can't even think out of a yes, you know. Let me put it like this: y'all try to hide behind the black card, right? So, Sister George and Concrete Rose, how can any of you ladies, hmm yeah, can talk about though you are pro-black and and y'all see things in the community and you see things in the how the world is and how bad things are for black man and black woman and yada 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 yada, right? But when Priscilla said, and let me say this again, I'm only referencing the 10-minute clip and only the 10-minute clip. I don't I don't care about, let me say this right now. Don't bring up the point that she abandoned her children. That's not part of my discussion. That's to you, Mister. What's his name? Who hangs around with Reg, the bad guy? Those helmets. They hang around with Reg, bad guys channel. See, it's a lot of you Negroes. And let me segue about that. See, a lot of you Negroes come from other channels. Y'all got kicked off of other channels, and y'all got nowhere else to go except for his channel. And Buster Free Jones, I saw what you said on somebody's panel. Let me say this is something, Negro. I've always been on Bomb's channel. Because at least on Bomb's channel, we don't have to sit there and talk about the garbage that you Negroes talk about all the time. The SEB shame. Let me explain. The black woman is a world class fuck up. At least there's some intellect. You know. But anyway, I said some intellect because I could talk to Bomb's husband. Because when I talk to Bomb's husband, at least I'm getting some real advice, not some, I drink some beer. And what about Chicago? Black woman this, black woman that. So I saw you on that channel trying to talk about, I'm going to listen to Big J. Now, how about though you find something else to do, Negro? But anyway, I digress. Let me dress Sister George and Concrete Rose, right? You see, to you ladies, right? There's a simple flaw in y'all's assessment. There's a flaw in your assessment. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me answer somebody's question. What is BWE? Black Women Empowerment. That's what BWE is. Now, there's a reason why I made this list. Now, back to Sister George and Concrete Rose. Now, you two ladies always, you ladies are Afrocentric. Y'all claim y'all pro-black, and y'all claim y'all for your people. But during that same conversation, you said, and I quote, no, Priscilla said, Queenmaker said, she wants to solve the problem. Now, that's in a 10-minute clip of a 2 hour plus show. Y'all totally glossed over that. And here is my problem, right? Here's my problem. And this is the reason why I have this list, right? The toxicity. How can you be pro-black and Afrocentric and you down for the struggle? Red ball, green ball, black ball, right? But you make money and you bring guests whose only objective is the gender war and gender war and gender war. And yes, let me repeat that again, into gender war, slamming, using the opposite sex, the worst, to highlight the worst within the perspective gender, the worst in the respective gender. So how can y'all call yourself pro-black or Afrocentric or you red ball, green ball, black ball? And yes, JD Miles, you're right. Yes. Yes, you're right. Big Towel hadn't been relevant in years. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that part. But Big Towel is about to come back. The Big Towels are about to come back. See, and let me talk to another person. That's right. Hollow Point. Hollow Point. Let me tell you something to you. First of all, when I'm doing a panel, respect the host and respect the guests. See, a lot of you Negroes will come online and talk about, oh, they made the two-parent household. That's what children are shooting up each other in Chicago and in New York and in Los Angeles. Y'all complain about the two-parent household, right? But do you know what really is the problem of black on black crime? Well, let me tell you what is the genesis of crime, especially black on black crime, which a lot of you Negroes complain about. Well, let me help you out though. It's something what you did on my channel 2 days ago, Hollow Point. And it's called the lack of respect. You disrespect Miss Sunkiss, talking about what's under her clothes and saying though she's a horrible mother and that, and don't even know anything about that woman. That woman is married. Are you married? That woman got kids and raising kids. Are you raising yours? See, a lot of you Negroes get on my damn nerves talking about things you don't know nothing about. And then speaking about that, right? You got on a YouTube live stream, I think it was yesterday or today, and you went ahead and say something that was the one of the dumbest things I ever made. See, a lot of you just come on YouTube and say shit, but the point is y'all never really research in what you're talking about. Case in point. So you were too busy shame, blame, and explain about Goldman Sachs and Lehman Brothers giving black women loans and grants and scholarships and so forth. The Asians and the J people are giving black women money before they're giving us anything. Well, Negro, let me help you out. Okay? Let me help you out. When you put that out there, right? When you said that, have you actually researched who served on the board of those corporations? Do you know the names of these individuals? So, who is on the board of Lehman Brothers and Goldman Sachs that gave money to African American women? Do you want to guess? Well, how does what does Conda Lisa Rice sound to you? Hmm? Conda Lisa Rice, the Secretary of State under George Bush during his second term. Condoleezza Rice was on the board, and she wasn't the only black woman. I mean, Susan Rice, who was National Security Advisor to President Obama. I think who else was on there? I think Sonny Holston, the one that's on the View. She served on the board of Lehman Brothers and Goldman Sachs. Those are black women giving black women access to funds. See, the problem is with y'all, right? Is that you Negroes are so stupid. Is that those ladies project power. They got together, some shape or form. Never even their probably was never even in the same room. The probably was on simulcasting each other on Zoom or whatever, and decided to create a fund to assist the African American women, their own brethren, if you will. So stop looking to the Asian. Stop blaming the Jew. Stop blaming the white man, and stop blaming that person over here. Those ladies got political. Political is not always voting for elections and all that. They did political moves in boardrooms. See, a lot of y'all want to be the leader of your own community, right? A A lot of you Negroes want to be the leader of your community, but then you Negroes have a surface, I'm going to say this again, a fucking surface level thinking. But you got the fucking gall, Hollow Point, to make that stupid ass statement. And yes, I'm insulting you, just like how you was calling people over here idiots the other night. Let me tell you some Hollow Point. This is not the roast sector. You don't insult people and then ask people to have a debate with you. Okay? Getting tired of people trying to blame the Asians and the J people for their failure in life. You see, and shout out to Madhead Doctor, because we got to sit here and say this point. It all is spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. It all comes to this quote by a movie producer, a movie historian from Hollywood. And he said, the reason we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with somebody else's highlight reel. That's what you were doing, Hollow Point. Why you came over here insulting people and everything else. Don't know, and don't even know the topic, what you're talking about. And yes, I'm gonna be the most arrogant bastard in the world. Y'all ain't gonna like this. I'm gonna be arrogant. See, the way I see it, I got better sense than most of you niggas on here. I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Big J, you have a struggle channel. Big J, you don't even got 2,000 subs. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, let me help you out with something. See, think something what you have, something that I got that you don't have is rewatchable videos. See, I got evergreen content. See, in the next year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, I wonder if people are going to watch a lot of y'all's live streams that's based upon dysfunction. Is people going to watch your channel? Oh, let's see that live stream from April 2021. What's it about? Niggas yelling at each other on a live stream. After 2 years, nobody's gonna say anything about that. See, y'all are looking for the short term. I'm playing the long game. What's going on, Cola? CVW in the chat room. Is there something else on my mind? Oh, let me address somebody else. You know, I gotta address this Negro too. Because I already addressed him in person already. And I addressed him on Bomb's channel. But I'm really getting tired of your ass creating a situation that's completely unnecessary. Now, I'm gonna tell you this now. Now, I said this on Bomb's channel, but I'm going to say this again. Negro. Everybody last year, when you got exposed, Negro, you got people windmilling for you, and they got caught up in your bullshit. Even even though I wasn't windmilling for you, you got them bums from Red to Bad Guys channel coming at me sideways saying, well, you're defending this guy who went after an 11-year-old child or a 6-year-old child. Knowing the fact I called your ass out and me and you had words on Bomb's channel last year. But the Negroes they didn't give a fuck. They went in and did it anyway. You know, the narrative. Now you want people to windmill for you when you bad talk them, malign them, and disrespect them. See, my problem with you is, nigga, you, and I said fucking you hang around with women too goddamn much. Because you always got sex in the fucking brain. Some things, some beefs should have stayed dead. But no, you didn't. All what you did is hatch those two motherfuckers from Louisiana. Now, though you got them activated, them motherfuckers going all the way around here terrorizing folks again. All because you trying to show out. But instead of you showing out, nigga, you need to get yourself a fucking hobby. Off of YouTube, of course. Because what the shit you talking about ain't helping nobody but get everybody into some bullshit. Is there anything else I want to say here for this presentation? Is there anything else I want to say? Um, yeah, I think that wraps it up, though. You know, I think it wraps it up. Oh, let me say this. I know that we're having an well, I know that there is an international crisis in the west part of Africa, and I do know that France need to be punished and kicked out of France for stealing resources. But let me say something right now. That matter on the continent of Africa is more complicated than what Field the Advice show is telling you. And that Ethiopian girl, that light-skinned Ethiopian girl who had a cross-eye. See, one of these days, there's going to be a situation. I'm gonna say it very carefully. There's going to be a situation on the African continent, especially in Nigeria, and Mali, and I've got the other country's name. Niger, that's the name. I mispronounce the first country name. Oh, the third country is called Basco Fresco. I forgot. I can't pronounce that name. Anyway, so y'all never talked about those militant groups that's within those borders of those free nations. So what if those militant groups, those terrorist groups within those countries, because those militant groups are part of ISIS. What if ISIS does something to America or Great Britain or Canada? I wonder if with Phil the Advice show and that weird light skinned girl, I wonder if y'all gonna be called the Tokyo Rose of the 21st century. You can't accuse the West of being propaganda when y'all doing propaganda too. If you don't know foreign policy, shut up. Speak on things that you only know. Don't speak on things that like you think of. Speak on what you know, not what you think. Yeah, it's and look at how things in Africa. I mean, you know, from Mali to all the way from West Africa, from Mali all the way across to Rwanda. Is in conflict. And you seeing Russian troops pouring in. You seeing the France being told to leave, and then you got these terroristic groups, Boko Haram and ISIS, up in the middle. But you should be scared that a potential of a third world war might touch off in those locations that I just said. You can start from anywhere from the northwest part of Africa and go down to southeast. It's conflict. Sudan, conflict. Ethiopia, conflict. Rwanda want to go to Central African Republic, or no, I'm sorry, Congo rather. I'm sorry, wrong country. Well, Central African continent, the Central African Republic, conflict. This world about to be blown up in a minute. It's a power keg. While y'all want to hear and do this, yeah, we're gonna do this. We don't even know whose side is for you. We don't know whose side is for black people in Africa. So I hope Phil, the advice show, because we know he's not that bright. Um, I hope he understands that um, it's more complex than what he think it is, and once America or or whatever, or one of our allies or somebody decides to get involved in all that foolishness down there. Well, I hope he knows that the Patriot Act, he might get affected by the Patriot Act by supporting the Kuis regime. I wonder if you ever thought about that. But anyway, I said what I said. Um, you know, a lot of you have self-esteem issues, and y'all don't want to think at all. Y'all just sit there and just go on and on and on and on, and it's just it's getting tiring to listen to y'all putting y'all foot in y'all's mouth repeatedly. facts be damned. All right, facts be damned. So anyway, oh, let me discuss this one thing too, because I forgot about this one particular nagging ass person. Well, AJ. Oh yes, I got it going on you, because you really, your lack of intelligence and your lack of honesty is really bothersome. Now I know I shouldn't give you this attention, but how can you complain about black on black crime? You got up in Red's channel saying that who shot those women up at that party, what households did they came from? You keep on saying it as if it's a presidential inaugural speech, and you think it's a Declaration of Independence or some more shit. But the problem is, um, so you're gonna say the violence upon women is based upon they never got out there was no fathers in the household, right? Well, can we talk about when you was on Slap of Don's channel talking about you want to slap Curious? Or when you was on Grandmaster Troll channel talking about though you want to put hands on Celeste? Or should we talk about when you told Sexy Red you like to knock the bitch out? But you came from a two-parent household, right? See, some people have no fucking business talking when you're out there crying about we need a voice out there. Negro, we need less people talking. No, we need less people like you talking, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And let me put this up here, because I'm gonna be an arrogant ass nigga. I'm very arrogant. So I mean somebody said this right here. Damn, Big J's right. Yeah, you're right. Big J is, Big J was, and Big J will always will be right. So anyway, this is me being arrogant. This is me being an asshole. And let's see how this work out for you. I'm out.